Hello, this is Brian again. So I'm a little ways up. I think I'm getting close to where the highest point is on this road. I think. Let's see. I think I am. I'm near the high point, I think, because it looks like everything goes downhill from here. If that's the case, I'm kind of relieved because I'm tired. Really tired. Warm weather up here definitely making me tired right now. But yeah. So it starts going downhill from here. So this is where I'm going to leave the road. The highest terrain I've been able to spot is on this side of the road. For some reason, I thought it was going to be on that side of the road. Yeah. I think I'm near the top. Yep. I think I'm near the actual high point of this area. Let's see. Yeah, this appears to be highest point. I don't know how easy or hard it was going to be to spot it, but apparently this is it. Over here. Yep, this is it. All flat high point. It's the highest place I could find. So we'd be about 6,240 feet over here. Glad I made it. Trying to see if there's anything else around here. It looks like it could be close. I don't think so. I can see through the trees. Lower terrain. Oh, this is it. Highest point I could find. 6,240 plus feet. Meaning should be between 6,240 and 6,280 in elevation. Right here, right by where this pinyon pine is. Actually, the road hike up here is quite beautiful. It's very nice Very nice mixture of single leaf pinyon, California black oak, flannel bush, mountain mahogany, Jeffrey pine. It's actually a very pretty walk up here. Gotta be honest. I know I've been kind of dragging my feet today. I'm just kind of glad I finally hit a summit today. Ugh. Maybe I shouldn't put my backpack in the tree truck. The resin on single leaf pinyon is sticky as heck. So, you're gonna get a whole lot of views from up here. If that's what you're concerned about, you have to kind of walk around a little bit where the tree cover is not as dense. And there's part of Blue Ridge. The Angeles Crest Highway should be over that crest there. No pun intended. Oh, there's a nice breeze. Sorry about the wind in the camera. Oh, it just feels good to get a breeze. It's kind of it's definitely warmer up here. But that's what it's like up here when temperatures are above normal. Temperatures are below normal today by a few degrees up here. It's supposed to be a very hot summer hike. But like I said, beautiful stands of pinyon up here. Ours is Venice monophylla, single leaf pinyon. See what I mean? Single needle. So you think it's more akin to like a spruce or a fir tree, but no. Just like the other pines, the single leaf pinyon has a little papery sheath at the base of its needle. That's how you know it's a pine. Because firs, Douglas firs, spruces, hemlocks, they don't have those little sheaths underneath the needles. Oh, this is pretty nice up here. Definitely a lot of places to stand underneath some trees to get some shade. It just feels good to take a break. Since I haven't been used to doing these kind of hikes, the gully, hiking up the gully kind of tired me out a little bit. But yeah. Ball Flat Road is just under this knoll, and should have one more video clip before the end of the day. Again, this summit is not even on Peak Bagger. It's not on peakery.com. It doesn't even have a designation, an elevation designation on the topo maps. Just what I did is I looked at the topo map. I use peakbagger.com. They have good 40-foot contour topo maps, and I will type in the name of a peak nearby the area I want to hike. Not necessarily the peak I want to hike, but a peak that would be nearby, and I would get on check out the topo map and scroll to the area I really wanted to go and look at the topographic lines. That's how I find some of these hikes that I do, is by doing that. So actually we'll go on peakbagger.com and then use Google Earth or Google Maps or whatever, usually Google Earth, and then I just pinpoint an area that looks like it might have some peaks or some summits, and a huge amount of prominence is not a requirement for me. This peak probably only has maybe about 150 feet of prominence, and that's just a guess. Probably about 150 feet or so prominence. But if you're considering where it connects with the junction of Ball Flat Road and Big Pines Highway, right near Jackson Lake. But yeah, you go on the maps. I look at topographic rings. In other words, those are contours of elevation. And then I approximate the elevation by looking at the major contour lines, the darker brown ones. Those are the ones that usually have the elevation designations. And then, for the most part, the intermediate ones, the fainter, thinner lines, usually represent closed contours of 40 feet between them. Between the large contour lines, like the major ones, a lot of topo maps I've seen, it's usually a 200-foot interval, and then you'll have 5 40-foot intervals for the fainter intermediate lines of elevation in between. And that's how I approximate the elevation of a random peak I want to climb, or a random summit, a random hill, random knoll, whatever you want to call it. That's how I found out about this. There is no summit I know of named Ball Flat High Point. So we just call this Ball Flat High Point because it's the high point of Ball Flat. So I hope now, for some people who are wondering where I come up with these weird random spots for peak climbing, or even just cross-country adventures, wonder where I get my inspiration from. A, where I'm more likely to have solitude and peace and quiet. In other words, not a throng of people around. B, a place where I can have an adventure like today. And I sure had an adventure. Went down, so basically, to wrap it up, I went down Mescal Creek Road, which is a short distance down this way. I parked at the turnout where there's a little bathroom right next to that. Headed down Mescal Creek Road, went down about 450 feet elevation, down to where Mescal Creek Canyon meets up with Cedar Canyon. Then I hiked a short distance in Cedar Canyon just to poke around along the leprechaun trails, I guess what they're calling it, like I mentioned in one of my earlier clips. There's the little use trail. You've seen me take parts of it on the other side of Cedar Canyon on other videos. So I took a short walk along that, and then I went back to where the road meets the little use trail in Cedar Canyon, or leprechaun trail if you like. Then I saw an alder-shaded gully directly across the street. Directly across the street from where the little use trail branches off in Cedar Canyon. So I went the opposite way and headed up the gully. It was a pretty shallow gully, not really a steep climb. It's just a lot of rocks, and since my body's not really into it, I've had to take some time to, you know, just go up slowly so I don't overwhelm myself. I used to be able to do those hikes like it was nothing. But then I just kept following that, and then the gully shallowed out to a little system of many, look like drainage rivulets, little shallow mini gullies that are really, well, that's where it got exposed. And then I was thinking, am I really going the right way? But my intuition paid off, because after quite a long stretch of that really arid open space that you saw in my last couple of my last few clips before the Ball Flat Road hike, I was on that for a little while. And then I saw the little maintenance station. I was like, yeah, I found the right way. Sometimes there is a little bit of a chance when it comes to navigation. Sometimes when you're off trail, that's what I've noticed. Sometimes you do take a chance. Like if I were worried about not being able to find Ball Flat Road and keep going and getting completely lost out of my mind, then I probably would have just followed my way back down that gully and then hiked up Mescal Creek Road back to the car. But I have a good sense of direction, especially when it comes to using the sun. The sun, right? Sorry for that. The sun's a little south, little west southwest of my location. well, it's in the sky. It's to the southwest of the zenith, or west-southwest, because it's August, so the sun's still very high in the sky, even though it's gotten lower since June. So the sun will be a little more to the south in the sky until the late afternoon hours, usually after about 5 p.m. Then it switches to setting in the northwest horizon this time of year. So, you know, thinking of things like that, kind of getting an idea of how high the sun is, how high it is above the horizon during certain times of the year. Like in 2 months from now, it'll probably be more over that way to the southwest in October. Just stuff like that. Just researching, paying attention. That's the kind of stuff that'll help you get along and learn how to do some pretty gnarly cross-country hikes. And then sometimes it's good to use a road as an endpoint of your navigation, like that Ball Flat Road. So I'm gonna go take my summit selfie and a couple pictures of the summit area, and should be I would say at least one more clip, probably one more clip before the end of this video set. So thanks for watching thus far, and I'll see you on the next video clip for this hike.